folks, a pleasant good morning, good evening, and good afternoon based on their location. My name is Yasa Suba, and I'm here with my colleague
Anthony Williams.
And we are here with our colleague Ayezon Yeba. Together we are here to bring forth this live broadcast, this live event here happening in Town. On yesterday we were here about the demolition process from the Ministry of Public Works. Today we are here in continuation of that process. However, I will now turn over to my colleague Anthony Williams.
Thank you, Yasa. So I would really love were you to bring our followers up to speed as it relates to this demolition process, because you started the broadcast on yesterday evening when the continuation of the demolition started here, and so probably you kindly just tell those who are watching and following us now where you guys stopped yesterday, and so at least we can bring them up to speed as to where we are this afternoon currently.
So thank you, Anthony Williams. So on yesterday we were here, so we started from Town to where you have I think it's Mawata around the clinic.
Sure.
So we're here yesterday. The demolition process was carried on by the Ministry of Public Works. So there was a structure on the road yesterday. It was demolished. So far so good. There was nothing really, done. But we came here at the Town store hopefully to start here today. So we also gathered views from citizens that were here on yesterday, and we spoke with a lady who expressed concern, and she expressed her appreciation to the President, His Excellency President Joseph Imabwaka, thanking him for this initiative as well, because mind you, this is a project that will benefit us as Liberians, because when this place is constructed by the Ministry of Public Works in collaboration with their partners, it's going to be a huge benefit. So we as citizens of this country, so we as Liberians. So I mean, Anthony, it was a huge one on here yesterday, and we are here fortunately today to carry on this process.
Thank you, Yasa. So folks, for those of you just joining us, this demolition process is taking place as part of the expansion of the Japan Freeway. Now this route starts from the Gabriel Tucker Bridge as far as the water side end, but actually this is it's made of several projects and not just one project. Currently this project that has the demolition ongoing is the Japan Freeway expansion project. So the reason for this demolition is purposely to enlarging or create more lanes for the road that leads towards the Simport Bridge, and of course beyond. But currently, as we speak, construction of the road is already ongoing. There have been works, there have been pavement work done along the Freeport area, and also as we speak, right in between the Freeport area, there's a lot of work ongoing. I remember a few months back, we were here along with my colleague Ayezon Yeba and Aaron, and we did several live broadcasts of demolition along this same very route. I do still remember we were in the Douala area, at the Simere School area, as far as the bridge demolition took place. In fact, that's where the actual demolition started from. And so this is just a continuation of the demolition process, because this is meant to enlarge the actual road itself and create more lanes as per the design of the project. Now, as we speak, the construction project of the road is being undertaken by JICA. JICA is the Japanese International Cooperation Agency. It is the agency with the Ministry of Public Works, in fact the government of Liberia and the Japanese government, that have signed the grant or the agreement for the expansion of this particular road project.
I mean, Anthony, so on yesterday we have series of concerns from citizens. One would like to know, what does this project benefit the citizens that are here?
Okay, great. So as per research that we did, in fact, as per the project design, this is meant to actually help with traffic congestion. As you may know, this particular route is the industrial part of Liberia, obviously.
Yeah.
And speaking of the Japan Freeway, also it forms a part of the industrial part of Liberia. You have lots of companies out here, lots of production companies, beer factory, you have cement factory, and in fact, the Freeport of Monrovia is just right next door.
Yes.
So with the heavy giant-sized container trucks that always ply this road, the government of Liberia and their partners thought to, enlarge this road and make it even more, make it even better than what it is. So it's going to help with traffic congestion, obviously. It's also going to help with security and safety issues, come to think of it. And so there's a lot that's in the project design for which this road is being expanded and for which we are even here for this demolition process.
I mean, let us look at those that have their goods along the way. Let us look at that. So right now, we have few people, if you look back, that have their goods in store. I mean, what do you think, Public Works as a whole will do if, they go there and there is a good in store?
So we've been told, we have been informed that the Ministry of Public Works, though they have informed everyone who have got structures in the right of way of the project, but we're also hearing, we cannot independently verify this, but this morning we were listening to the talk show, I think you were trying to tell me about it earlier, that the Ministry of Public Works will also be reasonable enough to give a 1 week grace period to whoever still has their commodities or goods in their stores or their business areas that are in the right of way to be able to remove them. But they're only doing that out of being friendly because the Ministry of Public Works, according to their media department, have informed everyone who have got structures in the right of way ahead of time before they started this demolition. Come to think of it, this isn't day one of this demolition. This demolition has been taking place for ages, for quite a while now.
That there was informed since 4 months ago.
Fine, definitely. So, I mean, obviously, if there is anyone who have their commodities in the right of way, I'm of the conviction that by now they should be aware of this demolition. Now, right behind us, folks, as you are looking, this is the famous Sonia Incorporated Pharmacy. If you know Sonia Incorporated Pharmacy, so it has one of the biggest pharmacies across the city here. But if you look closely, right on the wall, they have a notice that said Sonia Pharmacy has moved right opposite Echo Bank. So it means they no more operate here in this place. If you look right behind us there on the left hand side, there's Echo Bank right there. And if you notice, there are guys working right in that building. They are now working on the new Sonia Pharmacy building because Sonia Pharmacy have moved finally and they are no more occupying this particular building that is now being demolished. So as you can see, behind us, the building is being demolished, and like I was saying earlier about Sonia Pharmacy, they just found themselves a new location right here at the same area, and that's where they are. They've moved in there. So this obviously sends a message out to other people who have their structures in the right of way. I mean, everyone now is relocated because of this project. Yes, so definitely the machine is coming our way. Obviously, but I mean, they're bringing this huge structure down, as you can see, from where we are currently. So let's just show you guys. I mean, you can watch for yourself as the engineers do their work. But the public work demolition team, I mean, it's already here. When we started this demolition in the Douala area, there were other alternative routes that were being created, to help with traffic congestion, to decongest the traffic. So I'm of the conviction similar thing is being done, but as we speak, there's a huge traffic here where we are currently in Clara Town. Though the police is trying their possible best to see if they can restrict the traffic as we speak.
I mean, concerned Liberians are also here. They are also here to witness this process. It is a huge one, and I think it's going to benefit us because those that live on this route, we have access to go to that various communities, to go to that various areas. So I mean, folks, if you just joined us, we'd like to say thank you so kindly for joining us. My name is Yasa Suba, and I'm here right at the Clara Town store. My colleague Anthony Williams. I used to be here, but we are all here to bring people this live celebration.
So as we go ahead, Yasa, we can see if we can talk to bystanders who are Liberians to tell us what they make of this demolition process. As a Liberian, this is development that's come into the country. The road will be expanded. This is an industrial area. It will give, companies that are here, a free movement and a larger space to operate. And also, so we want to hear from Liberians who are on the standby to tell us what they make of this demolition process, and of course the development that comes with it. This young man here will introduce himself for us and tell us what he make about this process. Kindly introduce yourself for us, sir.
I'm Samuka B. Kiazuru, the resident of Clara Town community. Yes.
How long have you been here in Clara Town?
I've been here since 2003.
Okay, that's quite a long time.
Yes.
And so as a Liberian who have been in Clara Town, what were some of the challenges that you faced with the narrow road that has been here over the years?
Actually, that is why some of us, as typical Liberian, now we are so and we are on our side, but typical Liberians, these are some of the things that we have been praying for. Okay. The past time we've been crying for those things. As you can see, Clara Town, the past time we've been in Clara Town, the road going around Clara Town, it used to be very bad up. Yeah. But during the 2 terms of Madam Ellie Johnson leave, as you can see, the road is very solid. Yeah. And then actually it was to our taste. Everybody want to live in Clara Town now, only because of this road. The condition of the road now is in a good condition, and we've been crying for this.
Okay, now the previous condition that you're speaking of that was comfortable for you guys is now going to be upgraded. What do you make of that?
I accept it 100%, and not just accepting it, but also I'm standing by the government. The only thing is that if the demolition is going on because of the road construction, we support it 100%. Even if I get a chance to offer water, I'm in a gap to do that. We all struggle for the government to come to power, and we've been praying that the government shouldn't be ashamed. If we see this, I'm 100% happy. It's like you are not in my heart, but if you can enter in my heart, you will see happiness there. I'm very 100% happy to see this government doing the right thing for the Liberian people, and see how best Liberia will move forward.
Okay. Thank you very much for talking to us. You say your name was?
I'm Samuka B. Kiazulu.
Mr. Samuka B. Kiazulu, thank you very much for talking to us. He was expressing himself. Yes, sir. You heard him. Previous years back, this road was worked on, and at the time they thought it was upgraded to the standard that they could make use of it. But as we speak, there is new upgrade that's going to take place, and Mr. Samuka is obviously happy that the government of Liberia is improving the condition of the road.
And I think, Anthony, just to speak to that, I know I used to live on this route before, and the traffic used to be very
here.
Yes,
first-hand experience.
Yes, I did experience that, and I mean the traffic used to be very, very huge. But I mean, with the expansion process of the road now, I think it will be beneficiary for people that are living in this area, just like the single area. So I mean, it is a great initiative done by the government of Liberia.
Obviously, yes, sir. So I mean, like we were talking about the project, but like I said, this is the expansion of the Japan Freeway, and it's being it's like between the Liberian government and Japan, and it's being implemented by through the Ministry of Public Works by the Japanese International Cooperation Agency. It's called JICA. This is the same entity that did the Japan Freeway that we all know, that has drastically reduced traffic congestion. Yeah, that has drastically reduced traffic congestion as we speak. Right. Freeport to red light. Now we have the Gabriel Tucker Bridge to Simport Bridge expansion again. It's the same route, and so this is obviously going to relieve traffic. This is going to contribute greatly to the economy, because this particular location, like I said, forms part of the industrial part of Liberia. So while you continue the commentary, I'll look around and see if we can talk to more Liberians who are here to give us their view.
Okay, folks.
So yes,
okay, folks, so let's see if we can show you the view from behind us. Let us show you the view from behind us, and also read few people that are on our live feed. Let us read their comments below for recognition. If you just joined us, I'd like to say welcome to LNTV Liberia Live. My name is Yasa Suba. I am here with my colleague Ayesin Yeba Anthony Williams, and together we are bringing you this live coverage. But let us now go to our live field and see whether we can bring you few concerns from the citizen. So Thomas Freeman says, thanks to the government of Liberia for the hard work. Let us read few comments for recognition. So this person says, my vote is working for me.
Oh, got someone to step back.
Okay, folks, so let us now join.
Sure.
Anthony Williams. Kindly come.
So yes, thank you, Yasa. Thank you very much. And we have another prominent Liberian here, another Liberian on the standby to tell us what he make of this demolition process, but also the development that comes with it. Can you introduce yourself for us, Chief?
My name is David Blai, a resident of District 14, to community.
Okay, I mean, this is your entire area. So let's talk about this demolition and the development that comes with it, sir.
The demolition is painful, and one way or the other, despite the pain that our brothers, our sisters are going through, some losing jobs, some losing property, but notwithstanding, at the end of the day, years to come, our children, our brothers and sisters will be able to benefit the demolition process tomorrow.
Okay, but what have you got anything to say, like, to the government for the kind of effort that is being made to expand this road? Because as you notice, the normal route was pliable, but they're trying to extend it now to more lanes.
Yes, a welcome in improving that, to extend the lane from probably 2 to 3 or 4.
Yeah.
It's okay and it's welcoming, and one way or the other, for some of us we appreciate. I mean, I appreciate, but for some of us we appreciate. Some of us that do traveling around, see other countries, see other roads, how it been wide. So we appreciate the effort of the government. We say kudos to the government. Just by the pain that we go through, but we benefit at the end of the day.
Okay. So what was it like prior to this expansion that's going to take place in terms of flying on this road and your experience?
Well, it will be so hard and a little risky for some people coming out. I will not be able to cross.
What was the road like before?
Well, the traffic was jammed. Because of the condition of the road. You'll see that the traffic 5 minutes ago, but the extension of the road will bring free flow of traffic, free flow of things to other people and the entire country.
All right. Thank you. Say your name again, please.
My name is David Blai.
Thank you, Mr. Blai. Thanks for talking to us.
You're welcome.
So you heard it from David. He's impressed that the development is attached to the demolition. David also mentioned how congested the road used to be, and he also appreciates the fact that it's going to be expanded this time around. Let's focus on the demolition work while we look for more Liberians to talk to tell us what they make of this demolition. Yes, I just spoke to David, and he was telling us what he makes of this process. There are some people who are disenchanted also about this, you know, how everyone points to government, this government, that government, but again, there are also people who appreciate the effort that government is making to make sure that development can come to Liberia.
I mean, with Anthony, in all that we do, you know, there's always going to be, you know, disagreement in certain things. But however, as the saying goes, development comes with pain. So, but it is also beneficial for for each and every one of us here that use this route. So I mean, this is just a first step for what's going to happen here. Right after the demolition process, this road going to be extended, so it's going to help. So it's going to help not just. So it's gonna help not just, you know, people that are living here, but also the business people that are here, and even people that also go to work at this end, because we have the Freeport of Monrovia, we have them here, we have people go to Douala market to sell their various businesses. So I mean, it's gonna benefit them in a whole way we can imagine.
So if you notice, once the Sonia store was demolished, there are other stores that still have goods in them, but they are also in the right of way. Like you notice these ones, you know, several of them are also in the right of way. But they're going to, I think these are some of the stores that might have been given the grace period. Yeah, fine, definitely. Also, another thing, Yasa, there is electricity cables, you know, current lines that are along this route. So they want to make sure the LEC does their thing, you know, disconnect the wires.
Right.
Some of the buildings still have electricity connected in them. They want to make sure the LEC disconnect the current, you know, before they can carry out the demolition. Definitely, that's what's happening as we speak.
So folks, let me go back to our last view. So Duplessis, Liberia is winning. Liberia is winning. La Beta Bar is watching. La Beta Bar is watching. We have Tanu Koyan is also watching. Thank you so much for following our live broadcast. Kindly stick and stay with us as we bring you all of the happenings here from the Vai Town community.
So we continue, folks. We move on. I mean, more structures are being brought down, more structures that are in the right of way, but a lot is not being done because of the presence of the high tension cables that are in the way of the demolition. Yes, sir. I mean, so I think the LEC has to come first, disconnect these high tension cables before some structures can be touched. Because come to think of it, even the high tension, the poles that are hosting the high tension cables are also in the right of way. So I mean, a lot has to be done. But I think setting precedents that these structures that are in the right of way, they have to evacuate and remove their goods and, you know, stuff from in them, because these buildings will eventually be brought down to give access to the construction team. And also, you won't believe, and I really one thing I've noticed and like, one thing I've noticed and like, in case you didn't notice, I'm sure you've noticed also, it's a lady who's kind of driving the excavator. Quite interesting.
Yeah, I mean, the people get us saying, they say anything man can do, woman can do it. So I think that's why she's demonstrating.
It's a long argument, but fine. So we continue, folks. The excavator is moving from one location to the other as we speak. Yes, sir.
And interesting, Anthony, you know, what I've noticed here so far is that wherever the excavator go, all of the citizens here just follow.
Everyone enjoys development from what it looks like, except that no one wants to accept the pain that it comes with.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite interesting. But however, folks, let us keep showing you what's happening here in Vai Town.
So I mean, every little structure that fits the description, that's in a way, it's being brought down. Nothing is being spared. And the excavator, the operator of the excavator appears very energetic, Yasa. And I mean, the way she's moving from one structure to the other is something that you want to see. And because, in fact, that's why we have a whole group of people following. Yes, everyone is following as she moves on, and everyone is witnessing. Obviously, no one wants to be left behind. So I mean, come to think of it, we all know Clareton is quite a very congested area. Clareton is quite a very congested area. So as we move on, now interestingly, the bricks or the blocks that are being brought down, the guys are now using them to fill these potholes that are on the road, you know, at least for now, because eventually, come to think of it, the Ministry of Public Works will still work on the road, you know, and all of these potholes will be handled. But this is quite interesting that the guys who usually ply this route are now making use of the opportunity to bring the blocks and put them right here in this spot, you know, and fill the potholes. So that's quite innovative of them, if you notice. So let's move on. There's another spot that the excavator is about to bring down. So guys, let me talk to one of you quickly. Well, none of them stressed to talk to us. But I mean, they're doing quite a great job from what I look at. I mean, just to fill the potholes, these bricks are useful. So we continue, guys. Structures are being brought down. We are currently at the famous spare part area here in Clareton. It's called the famous Clareton Community Spare Part Area that's being done. So let's move on, guys. Let's move on. Isaac, I mean, another portion has been brought down. Some of these are not really massive structures, you know, they're not huge structures. Some of them are just maybe balconies, you know, or you can say push that are, you know, stretching on the roadside. There's another one right ahead of us there. I'm assuming the machine is going to bring it down. But I mean, a lot of them are not like full-size structures that are being brought down. A lot of the buildings are not being affected. The only reason why that Sonia store was affected because it sits right at the intersection. You know, it sits right at the intersection. Come to think of it, they're going to enlarge that intersection, so you can't have a building sitting at the intersection. Now, like this particular fence, as you notice, it stretches along, you know, the road, so they're going to bring it down, obviously. And most of the places where you see these structures are being brought down is where the drainages will be erected, so they have to obviously bring them down. Yes, but it's quite an interesting scene to watch for those of you who are watching and following, especially from the diaspora. For those of you who are watching from the diaspora, this is what's going on. Liberia is experiencing massive development, and the government of Liberia is making sure that road connectivity is a priority, not only in the capital alone. Just the other day I spoke to the Minister of Information, and he was telling us that by the time the government of Liberia starts the dry season, there's going to be what he called octopus road network. That means they're going to attack all roads, you know, from all angles in the southeast, you know, and central Liberia, and wherever there is a need for road connectivity. Come to think of it. It's quite interesting. So yes, like I said, for those of you watching, wherever you're watching from, kindly leave your comments in the comment section. My colleague Yasa will read your comments. And so, but right now we're trying to break down this very strong, you know, pillow that has been erected right here. And once that is done, we'll move on to the next location. For now, the high tension cables are not being touched. Yes, the high tension cables are not being touched. The LEC will have to come and remove all of these high tension cables. So I mean, this one obviously has what looks like a giant size steel in it, so the operator is trying to take her own time to make sure she bring it down gradually, one hit at a time. There you have it. She's doing quite a magnificent job. That was that was very effective. She brought it down finally. So when I go to the next portion, she will just bring that small portion down, and then we'll continue to our next location. For those of you watching, kindly tell us where you're watching from and leave your comment, and then also what you make of this development that's ongoing. What do you make of the expansion of the road? Just leave your comments for us and tell us wherever you're watching from. So my colleague Yasa will read your comments.
Okay, so let us now go to the comment section for a recommendation. So Stephen Keita says, congratulations, UP. So we have Mark Bonnie, who says, following from Banga, Bon County. We have Exeter, who says, I'm fathering from a hustle ground up Broad Street. We have Burma E. Jackson says, great job. We have Daniel Hema says, watching you from Minnesota, USA. God bless you, President. Frank says, good job, Public Works. We have Marcin that is watching, Lawrence that is watching, Joyce that is watching. Liberia with Raz Online is also watching. So Evelyn Davis says, thanks to MPW.
Quite interesting. Sound more like an opportunity for the scrap guys.
Okay.
Yeah, made them taking the irons, the steel rods for themselves now. It's kind of.
Was it before Kofi went up?
Yeah, very interesting.
So folks, so let's go back.
Let's talk to him. I is in 1 second. Let's talk to him. And then what do you make? What do you make
of today's development?
For me, I'm so happy that I see the people clearing the road, and I know that by the grace of God things will be fine. We're not praying that as they clearing the road, then the project go on as well.
Yeah, but the project been going on from Freeport. They finish paving Freeport. The people coming small. So I mean, that used to be on the road. How it used to be before?
No, the road was very bad. The road was bad, but at least small now they changes coming. Yeah. So me, I'm happy.
So your message to comment on?
What's your message to the government?
My message to the government is I know, I happy to extend really out of speech.
I know.
Yeah, but my message to them, I want to thank them that I want to tell them thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, for their hard work. Let them push on, let them keep on. That Liberia will be fine. Like all the country.
All right. Thank you very much, man.
I'm Julius C. We are.
Okay,
Julius, thank you. Let's talk to our friend also. Thank you, Julius. How are you?
Hello, and kindly introduce yourself.
My name is Momo Getawe.
Okay.
What do you make of today's project?
From 1997, I'm a Bonneville partisan for UP. I've been here as mechanic. I work at Cloudon gas station. My service is Eagle R. I'll turn it and I'll turn it again. I don't care my dogs. Some people feel bad, some people feel happy because this is I left from here travel in Germany and I came back so on thing. But our country, La Freetown Radio, Freetown only live by mineral. We have everything to our takes. But I don't care what happened to our own country. You will really see. So ERBC is there trying to tell you people I'm Momo Getawe, a part of this particular project that are going on. And long life with long prosperity. Joseph Baka is going to do more and more from now on. Thank you. So I'll tell you thank you.
Okay, thank you so kindly for speaking.
Okay, thank you.
So let's go further here, sir. Thank you very much, guys, for talking to us. Probably we should go that way. And folks, the excavator continues with the demolition. We're going to just follow them. Once we get to a reasonable distance, and then we can bring this to a closure. It's not going to take us forever. I mean, as we've been informed, the Ministry of Public Works has this entire week to carry out this demolition. So that's quite some time. And basically, we just want to show you guys who are following, especially from the diaspora and wherever you're even watching us from. as it relates to the works that's ongoing here in Liberia. So more comments coming. Go ahead, Yasa, quickly. You can just.
So Abraham Toba says, thanks to my hard-working President JMB, they're talking to Papa. I'm watching from Virginia, Liberia. So James says, I'm proudly watching you from Grand Crew County. Thanks for the development, Mr. President. Darcy says, good job. I'm watching from 18th Street. So Tommy Nimland says, great job. So proud of you, Mr. President. Wama Tainu Johnson says, great job, Mr. President. I'm watching from Minnesota, USA. So a lot of comments keep coming, concern keep coming. Emmanuel Vincia Jr. says, I'm watching you live from the German Embassy compound. Thank you, JMB. So Marcus says, I'm following you from UAE. Great initiative by the government. Okay, so let's go back to the comment section. MC Actor Charles is asking, when will the project begin? Well, from what we understood, after this process, there will be a discussion and then they will let the public know. So Jenny's Cheeseman says, I'm watching from Boston. So kindly share this broadcast so others can join this live video, so others can join and know what's unfolding here. But folks, we are still here in the Town community. Matter of fact, we're now making our way to the Freeport of Monrovia. But we are still on this lane, folks. We are still here. So we're going to show you all of what's happening here. So if you just joined us, we'd like to say thank you so much for joining us. It's quite an interesting scene here today from the Town Bell. So my name is Yasa Suba.
The other side, don't worry.
So Amara Chapate says, I'm watching you live from Abidjan, Ivory Coast. Bravo, bravo, JMB. Thomas Goff says, following you from Canada. Following you from Canada. So Afra will say, this is really good. I'm watching you live from that's New York, USA. I mean, you kindly keep your comments.
Can we cross? So yes, let's continue. Aizen, if you notice, there is a lot going on. I mean, a lot of structures still being brought down, and so. But let's just get on the side and see if we can find a safer place for ourselves as the excavator does its thing. And one thing I've noticed, Yasa. One thing I've noticed, Yasa, come to think of it, this entire team looks like a team that's comprised of all ladies. In fact, those directing, the engineers that are directing the operator of the excavator are even ladies. Even the operator herself is a lady. Quite interesting from the Ministry of Public Works. But again, the demolition continues. We're somewhere closer to the LPRC headquarters, making our way eventually towards the Freeport area.
Yeah.
Yes. Where the actual road itself has been walked on at the Freeport itself, so there's not going to be much demolition from what it looks like along the Freeport itself. But as we move on beyond the Freeport, in fact even beyond the Freeport, the road has been walked on already. Pavement has been done in that particular location, so there's not going to be much demolition around there unless there are structures that are in the demarcated area that have been specified. But yes, have you got any additional details?
Yes, Anthony, thank you so much. Like they said, thank you so kindly wherever you join us from. We are still here updating you about what's unfolding here. So Moses Thomas Senior says nothing should hold us back watching from Australia. So Sekou Kloman say I'm watching from Barnesville Junction. Okay, Sekou. Jerry yes, I say a big and bigger thanks to OB team of LBS. Kudos Jerry and thank you for watching. So Moses S. Thomas Senior says, let history remember. Yo, so Morris say I'm following you from my JMB and JKK dream for Better Liberia Foundation and research room in Zoo community. So Prince Naughty Jr. says it's good.
So Yasa, this Ebenezer Food and Health Building, you know, the fence is going to be brought down, as you can see. It's going to be brought down, obviously. So more structures being brought down. Yeah, go ahead, Yasa.
But I mean, it's a good thing because I mean they were informed. So looking at the fence now, you will notice that all of their goods they had in the store were removed to a different location.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, they've already created a demarcation for their new fence from what it looks like.
Yeah.
As you can see the zinc in there. But come to think of it also, Yasa, some of these structures are already dilapidated. If you look at it, a lot of these structures are already old structures. They've been here for ages, you know. So yeah, I mean, demolishing them is obviously, I mean, so like I was telling you, if you look here, Aison, Yasa, if you look here, the engineers are all ladies. The ones directing, you know, this entire thing. Yeah, it's quite nice. I mean, it's quite nice. And also come to think of it, this place is also right near the river, right here in Clarendon. As you can see, the water is even here due to the flooding. I mean, I think these are some of the reasons why the expansion of this road is quite important, because the Ministry of Public Works is also going to make sure that they can elevate the road enough to solve the flooding issue. Yeah, and this lady from the Ministry of Public Works is actually quite energetic. See how she runs around to direct her colleague, you know, quite energetic. Very powerful. This operator lady is quite aggressive, trust me. I mean, she seems very aggressive with the way she's doing her work. Only yesterday, there were folks trying to be comical in the comment section. Very interesting. There are folks in the comment section who were being very comical yesterday, and they were like, "But what happened to the machine here?"
I mean, there will always be view like that. You'll always see view like that in the comment section.
Yeah, but quite interesting. I think today the operator has energized and she's very aggressive doing her work from what it looks like. So I think we can just move a little further since she's done with this portion. We can just move a little further since she's done with this portion. Quite interesting from our operator here, moving from one structure to the other. The fence is still kind of lash. In fact, as we speak, the folks are still removing their stuff while the excavator is kind of approaching them eventually. But again, yes, we're going to move on to the next portion of the compound. So every time a structure is brought down, it becomes an opportunity for these guys. They're running to grab stuff. They're running to grab steel raw, door frames. I mean, can you imagine? Quite interesting. It's quite interesting. So more progress being made so far. There's a lot of progress being made so far. We've come several kilometers already since we started, but we somewhere right here at the brand new headquarters of the Liberia Petroleum Refinery Corporation. That's LPRC. Right before us, that's LPRC, and I mean just a few blocks or 1 or 2 blocks away, we will be at the Freeport of Monrovia. So the demolition continues, guys. We just want to follow through with the excavator as it continues the demolition process here along the Clareton area. At the same time, while it's tough, the police is kind of trying to regulate the traffic and make sure there's a free flow while work is being done. So it's so I'm kind of thinking, why are they going into the compound? But this compound is going to be brought down also. So so now the excavator will approach this compound, kind of bring it down. And at the same time, while the demolition is taking place, the debris are, coming along the road. But the operator is trying to make sure she doesn't leave any of that along the road. So she's kind of like pushing them off the road also. But I mean, she's going from one structure to the other, making sure that the road is cleared for the actual enlargement of the Japan Freeway expansion. I mean, how are you? Now introduce yourself to us and tell us what you make of this work that is ongoing. What is your name?
I'm George JMB Na.
George what?
George JMB Na.
What's the JMB for?
I'm a follower of Baga.
Also your middle name JMB?
Yeah, I just changed my middle name. I'm TrueLiberia, but I changed it because of Baga to JMB.
Oh, you just made that change recently?
Because of the fascinating development I was seeing in the government.
So you name yourself JMB?
Yes, I believe in ideology. And what he told us, what he's doing now.
What did he say?
He said he's going to prioritize rules in agriculture.
Okay, and
that one of the pillars of his RS agenda he brought to us.
Okay, so what do you make about this particular process that's going on?
I think you see me controlling traffic. I'm always sat there and I'm trying to contribute as a peaceful citizen because I don't have money to get back now, but I need controlling traffic and talk to the people to walk through the pedestrian way and be protected. I even talk to some people brought their babies here to walk away because the place is not safe for them. Yeah. So I think that's a plot. Even the Nigerian community you see there, they're all happy, they're all excited for the progress they are witnessing under the regime.
Okay. But how long have you been here in Clareton?
Oh, I've been here since 6 years ago. Since the whole of Georgia region our year.
And what was the rules like, back in higher traffic and things?
No, maybe all I would say because I just changed my name to Puaka, so I will just buy more weird. Sincerely speaking, weird days. But the road was very deplorable, and as you can see, say on a deplorable condition, Puaka just try his best to just do late, cars and other things. But the road was still on a deplorable condition. And you can see all the time when I was here doing Georgia says on the cross road, as soon as Georgia put the cross road there, the same people will come and collect the cross road and take it to their various horses. And we meet with potholes where baby's mother was drowning all in water here, pregnant women, pregnancy was going away. But thank God, I need to go up and maintain on President Puaka administration, and I believe that what I'm seeing, the road going to be extra than this.
But you say you acknowledge the previous effort. I
acknowledge the previous because there's no government will take power, they will not do anything at all. And there's something that we might appreciate of. Okay. In fact, the Doe Community Road and in fact, mini park. Even though he's a former footballer, what we expect to stay on for him, but in fact, mini park, that's what he could do for us. But we appreciate other things.
Okay, and you say your name was?
The name is George JMB Na.
Thanks, Mr. Na, for talking to us. That's another Liberian on the standby. Quite interesting one also. But again, he sounded very organized with the way he presented his case. I mean, lots of people here are moved and appreciating government for this effort that's ongoing. So yes. And this our very aggressive operator. Aizon, can you just focus on her a little bit? I mean, she's kind of doing quite a magnificent job. She seems very aggressive. Yesterday on social media, in the previous video we did, folks are trying to throw her online, but again, look how very effective and active she is behind the steerings and making sure she can demolish these structures, getting them off the way for the construction or the expansion of this road. Quite interesting. All right, so so we are being told there are lights in one of these structures, so they're trying to make sure they don't bring it down to avoid any electrical shock. But this is an all-female day, Eisen. I mean, they're having conversation. This is the director herself. She's the one directing the excavator, as you can see. She's doing quite a magnificent job. There's another lady who is also an engineer right here. They're both doing quite a magnificent job. She's kind of camera shy. Yeah. But again, guys, the demolition continues. The demolition continues. We're moving eventually towards the Freeport of Monrovia Inn. We're somewhere right here by the LPRC headquarters. That's where we are currently. So she's getting some instructions. So, but let's see. I mean, there are other Liberians on the standby. Let's see if we can talk to some of them. How are you, sir? How are you? What's your name?
Prince, my name.
All right, Prince. My name is Anthony. I'm from National Television. Kindly tell us what you make of this particular demolition. It comes with a development. The road is going to be expanded. All of these structures are out of the way. As a Liberian, what do you make of this process?
Firstly, I would say thank you for giving the time and the opportunity to express my grievances to people that are listening and watching me this live. Reason being, I decided to express my grievances. Seeing our government carrying on our development like this, it shows a whole lot of, I don't know how to call it, getting me? But I would like to appreciate the government for their effort towards the development that are ongoing.
All right. So, how long have you been here in Clarendon?
I've been here for over 15 years, but the hours now I made, I've been almost 5 hours here.
Oh, you made 5 hours just to witness this process?
Yes.
Okay, so what was it like in the past as compared to now that this work is going on?
Oh, for the past, we made. Any camp, she do her own.
Yeah.
Joe we are camp, he did it too. And now, I'm looking at Joseph Baga, he's doing his own. But we want to see the best of him. Now, I'm not stop here, I'll let you continue to see the best of him. And we pray that he go back for 2029.
Oh, really?
Yes, yes.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
You say your name was?
Prince.
All right, Prince, nice meeting you. Nice. Thanks for talking to us. That's another Liberian expressing himself there. Also appreciating everyone. Also appreciating everyone for contributing. The demolition continues. My colleague Yasa will continue from here.
So folks, the process continue, and we are headed to the Freeport of Monrovia, but we are right here opposite the LPRC. So on yesterday we were here bringing you a live coverage from the Town community. Today we are here again with the Ministry of Public Works, and the demolition process continues. So drop your comment in the comment section, your concern. What do you make of this initiative? Kindly place it below. So this project will continue up to the weekend. Next week, this project continues. So let us now make a move. We are now going to the petrol trade. So the works. So the Popular Works and the bank are having an exchange. They are saying that the boot should not be removed, but so people are now helping. Concerned community dwellers are now helping for the boot to be removed. So that this project can continue. But however, it's alleged that they were told to remove all of their belongings from along the road so that this work can continue. So we are just opposite the LPRC. We are headed for the Freeport. So if you just joined us, welcome. I'm Yasa Suba. I'm here with my colleague Anthony Williams, and we are here with Ayesin Nieba as well. So the boots have been removed. So the Popular Works can now carry on that demolition process. The boots have been removed to another location. So the process continues.
Oh, le temps.
we've gone quite a long stretch already, Aizon, from what we're looking at. There's a lot of work being done by the public work folks here. This is some serious efforts has been put into this. I was just at the lavatory when I used the lavatory, and I spoke to an old man who have had some previous experience in Ghana, and he was referencing his days during the gero-rolling era in Ghana when development was at its peak. I mean, these were some of the actions that were taken by government. At least now for us, we just have smaller structures being brought down. But in places like Ghana, there was a storage building being brought down for the sake of development. And I also appreciate the fact that there are lots of Liberians who are, appreciating government for its efforts. And so it's something worth seeing, it's something worth looking at. For those of you who are watching from the diaspora and other parts of the world, I mean, this is Liberia. I mean, development is, someone would say, it's a full swing. But again, just this demolition doesn't necessarily point to the fact that development is not growing. It's the fact that a road is going to be expanded, it's going to be made wider from what it used to be. It's going to create easy access for people. It's going to help with traffic congestion, especially Clara Town, Douala, the Vai Town area. If you've been here in Monrovia, you and I think you know what I'm talking about when I speak of traffic congestion. So this is some serious effort. I work commendation, obviously. We're just trying to show you guys who are watching. We might not be with the public work folks throughout the entire length that they are doing the demolition for, but at least just to show you what is going on, so you know the work that is going on here in Liberia. Speaking of road connectivity, there are several other road projects that are being worked on across the country, especially the southeast, that are economically viable. You know, there are lots of goods that go into the southeast. Nimba County is one county that, in my mind, I can say it's already connected when it comes to road connectivity. This is Liberia's most economically viable geographical location. You know, Nimba County is so economically connected to the extent that, in fact, even if we speak of resources, almost all of the resources that Liberia have can be found right within Nimba. And so making the roads out there pliable has a huge way of contributing to the economy. I mean, from we're talking about from Ganta to Tapeta, Ganta to Saklepie to Tapeta, you know, Tapeta, and then onwards as well. We are informed, in fact, that the government of Liberia have secured fundings for those projects that are within the Southeastern Corridor, and they are being worked on. You know, I spoke to the Minister of Information just the other day, and he was telling me how the government intends to use the octopus, strategy to tackle road connectivity or road construction projects once the dry season kicks off. We eventually get into the dry season, and that's it. I mean, you are seeing this for yourself. This demolition is a testament that the government is serious about their efforts when it comes to road connectivity. And so, yes, the folks here in Vai Town, as you can see, the crowd, everyone is following the excavator as it moves on. They're happy. Everyone is expressing, you know, their joy. They're happy about what government is doing. And of course, our operator is so energized doing her work. But leave your comments also. Leave your comments about experiences you've had about development in other countries, how they did it, you know, how they did do it. I mean, structures being demolished just to give way for, you know, development. Several governments have come and gone. They've played their part in working on these roads. And now as we speak, this government is also want to make sure that the roads are even expanded from what they used to be, to create even more easy access for those who will be plying the roads. So that's a lot. I know there are folks who are being affected, their businesses are being affected, their structures are being brought down. But again, we cannot independently verify if there are compensation, but I believe there are compensation. The Ministry of Public Works call it RAF payment. They get to pay folks who have their structures in the right of way to compensate them, you know, at least. And also there are those that, in fact, come to think of it, they've been informed ahead of time, as we've been told, but there are those who are still maintaining their properties. But we've also been told that they have been given, there are folks who will also be given a 1-week grace period. Just to enable them to clear their goods from wherever or from their stores, in business areas, just to make sure their goods aren't damaged in the demolition process. So it's ongoing. We have officers from the Liberia National Police who are also helping to instill calm as this process continues. We're here at the LPRC headquarters. We've just passed it, and we're making our way eventually towards the Freeport junction area, where I think they will obviously stop or go beyond. But we'd like to say thanks for watching, folks. Keep following. There's a little stand-off over there. We don't obviously know what that is about. But yes, keep bringing your comments and kindly tell us what you make of this process. I know there are a lot of you who have got some serious concerns. Also, you've got recommendations for governments to tell them what they can do to make this better. The drainage right here is just somewhere on the side, but I think the drainage now will be extended. Come to think of it, this is one of the places that gets even more flooded when the rains come. So the government wants to make sure they can also work on that. I think with the construction project, the roads will be elevated as they continue. Now, what is this standoff? What is it about? There's always going to be some kind of conversation as Liberians when it comes to stuff like this. So I think this is kind of personal. Maybe we should focus on our excavator. But I think the buildings, that look like they are in the right of way from what it looks like. So we'll probably bring them down. But yes, obviously there are folks who are also trying to create some level of obstruction and stand in the way of the demolition. So come to think, there's going to be, some obstruction. But the police are here. They're trying to, so calm. I don't know. Maybe I should try and see what the problem actually is. So you see this lady right here. She looks very angry. That's but what really is the problem right now?
Nobody, the city policeman, instructed the papier. I want to make papier first. Now, how you say that?
Okay, but I know. When these things are happening, people get aggravated because their properties are being brought down. You expect that. But I think that's why the police is here.
Time for development. You expect it one. Development can open. You expect it. It gotta go on. You can't have people work. The work gotta go on.
So there are people who trying to stop the work from going on, right?
Nobody will stop the work. The reality that you see there. Without being behind, we won't be in front of the other country. So the development can open. So the time for the pin, we should bear the pin.
So what a message to people who want to stop the process, who are standing in the way of the...
My message to the people who are begging them. They all be peaceful, be gentle, be civil. Let development go in our country. We can travel to see the other country. I don't be happy to let development come to our own country. My other come for abroad, tourism come for abroad. Hey, abroad, I didn't get good news. I will be happy.
You've been here, how long you been here around the Clareton area?
Oh, I've been here for the past 15 years.
Whoa, that's quite a long time. 1 decade and a half.
Yes.
And your experience along the road, how has it been?
Not good to say. Not good. And seeing the kind of development coming up, I'm happy as a Liberian. I'm happy as a Liberian. The see development going on. I'm happy.
All right. very much.
And I applaud the government for that.
I can't tell them.
I don't have a problem.
What's your name?
I'm Droppers.
Alright. What do you make of this entire process?
It's good.
Okay.
Once you need development, you must feel some pains. You must accept it.
Yeah.
Because we want the country to be developed. Our country, when they came out, they think that the population will not be growing. Unfortunately for them, the population is growing. Even now, people in the interior want to come and live over here. So the place got to be developed. So we appreciate the government for this.
For those who are standing in the way, like who have this agitation going on now, what you got to tell?
No, we were not arguing because of the demolition. We were arguing because the man said you will mock somebody. You bust somebody's head.
I understand.
So you can't be in the security force and you bust somebody's head. We're going to be here.
No, it's okay. But there's no need for violence because at the end of the day, all are all talking development.
Yes, one development.
Right.
So thank you.
Thank you very much. What's your name again?
Torenzo.
Oh, nice name, Torenzo. My name is Anthony. Nice to meet you. Thank you very much. So the demolition continues, folks. I mean, still talking to more Liberians. You heard some of them expressing how happy they are and how they're encouraging people to accept the development as it comes. You heard the previous fellow, other countries are developing. Tourists are going to come to see Liberia looking beautiful and enjoy the country. So, I mean, they're encouraging everyone to embrace this particular process and not see it as something, negative. So definitely, that's what it obviously is. I was speaking about an old man that I just met a few moments ago, though I couldn't bring him on the camera, but he was giving me his experience when he was in Ghana during the era of Gerald Rowland. For some of you who must have been to Ghana, you probably must have seen how it took former Ghanaian president Gerald Rowland, to demolish structures worth millions of dollars, thousands of dollars for the sake of development. And this is something similar that we are experiencing in our country as Liberia. So obviously this has to be embraced for the sake of development. So let's move on. I mean, just keep watching as the demolition process continues here in the Vai Town area. As we move on, I mean, as I speak, we are almost already here at the Freeport area. So we're driving now, moving towards Freeport. So from what I'm looking at, we will obviously probably stop here at the Freeport area from what I'm looking at. But I mean, it still continues anyway, so let's just watch the process, guys. Keep watching. So there's more. There are more people here who are enjoying this. All right, so as still talking to more Liberians, just join me quickly. Still talking to more Liberians, I want to talk to another bystander who is here. He will introduce himself and tell us what he makes as a Liberian of this process. Your name?
Okay, by way of introduction, I'm Usman Onye, a resident of Clariton.
How long have you been here?
I've been here since 1995.
Whoa, I was just 5 years then. That's a long time.
Yeah.
And with the years we've been here and seeing the eventual development from one government to the other, what do you make of this one?
I welcome it because I know that development is the best thing for we the Liberian. But because without development, before development comes, it has to come with a pin. But if we mind, we get a cyber mind for people.
Sympathy.
Yeah, you have sympathy for people. The country will not build, and you will not function. You will not work what the people voted you. So it's in the best interest of the Liberian people.
Okay. They are coming to expand the road, probably make it like 4 lanes, you know, because you know this particular Clariton is always kind of congested with traffic also. What have you to say to the government for their effort?
I commend them because this is one of the things we voted this government. Yes. We will not say that the road continue to remain like that. We need to grow.
Sure.
The country, we need to grow. We need development. We need development. Let the country be developed in a proper way.
All right. And you say your name was?
This is Usman Onye, a resident of Clariton.
All right, Usman. Thanks for talking to us. That was Usman Onye. You just heard him expressing how he's encouraging folks to accept development as it comes. So folks will continue with the demolition. I'm of the conviction this process will probably stop somewhere around Freeport because starting from the Freeport area, there've been pavement done already, and that particular pavement is part of the project. So probably they might stop there, but if they continue and go onward, fine. Because also, even if the road is built, structures should be some 20 to 25 meters as per the zoning law. And correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section. Correct me if I'm wrong. I might be wrong about the figure, but structure should be a certain distance away from the actual road itself. So I guess they might go beyond. But let's move on and continue watching the process. So we're right here at the Morovia Ocean store. As you can see, the folks up there, probably the little balcony or the porch right here will be removed, I guess so. But obviously there are some obstacles that are in the way for which some of these structures will not be brought down. But eventually, as the project continues, they will obviously bring some of them down. So if you notice, they're kind of leaving some structures and going ahead. Probably there are some obstacles for which they can't bring these structures down, so they'll move on to the next area. But eventually they might be bringing some of them down as the project continues. So I mean, we are at a low standstill, but look at the number of people up there who are witnessing the process. It shows the level of interest, the level of appreciation that Liberians have for development as we continue. I mean, almost everyone we've spoke to have given, a positive view about what they make of this demolition. So there are lots of people who are happy that Liberia is being developed and that these structures are being brought down. Let me try and see if I can find a few more persons to talk to. So right now this vehicle, they're trying to find who the owner of this vehicle is. It's kind of in the way, but they're just basically going to remove this little balcony or this little porch that is right here. They're just going to remove just this one that is right here and not the entire building, just the front portion. They're going to remove the front portion. So the owners are agitating that they aren't aware, but I mean, this demolition started hours ago now, so I expect that folks here along the road will understand what's going on. And I also want to believe that they've been informed ahead of time. So the owner of the vehicle is here and he's going to remove. The owner of the vehicle is here, so they're now removing the vehicle. So I think the process can now continue. They will just remove that little portion. They will just remove that little portion that has a zinc and not necessarily the building. Yeah, just that little portion that has the zinc. Imagine the folks are above that. It kind of appears a little risky, but anyway, I guess the operator is professional enough and she's going to handle that with care. So folks, as you can see, we're right here, right before the Freeport. The Freeport of Monrovia is just right behind me, and they're making a U-turn here. So like I told you, demolition work already took place from along this end towards the Douala area. So they're making a U-turn right here at the Freeport of Monrovia, and then you know, they started from the right side coming from the Vai Town area, and so now they will do the right side also coming from the Douala end. So they started from the Gabriel Tucker Bridge or the Vai Town area, and so they're going now from the right portion now towards town. So the machine just made a U-turn, and we'll also follow them. But at some point in time, we'll have to bring this broadcast to a closure. I mean, this was just meant to show you the work that's ongoing with the Ministry of Public Works as it relates to the demolition for the expansion of the Japan Freeway. This is also now being called the Japan Freeway also because it's the government of Liberia and Japan that are doing this project through JICA, the Japanese International Cooperation Agency. So let's walk through, let's follow them eventually as they start this portion, and then we might bring it to an end eventually. As far as Vai Town, right? All right, thank you very much. So I just spoke to one of the engineers on the Ministry of Public Works, and you care to talk to me more about the process?
No, I'm not allowed to speak to the media.
It's okay, you're right. So I just want to hear from you, but thank you. The one guy's insufficient. Thank you very much. So she's the assistant director for demolition at the Ministry of Public Works, and she was kind of briefing me. She's not allowed necessarily to talk to the press, but at least she's kind of told me that they're also going back towards the Vai Town end because they're doing it from one side to the other. So they did the previous side and they're doing this one, so they're going back towards the Vai Town end. So we're going to Vai Town. We might not go as far as Vai Town because we just wanted to show you the work that's going, but they are going towards Vai Town. So today, this particular portion from Vai Town to Freeport, is their target. Yesterday they did the previous portion, and so this target for them is today, Vai Town to Freeport. So they're going back to the Freeport area. So basically that's it, folks.
So folks, would like to say thank you so much for joining us. We are here at the Freeport community. Let us go to the comment section. Valentino says, thanks to the government of Liberia, development is the way forward. George says, great work. Do a better honor this region, as there is no more business as usual. Development comes with pain. So Josh says, great work. Let's do it together under this regime, as there is no more business as usual. Development comes with pain. So Samuel Kwekwe says, we're moving forward. Some privilege, no, he says, we are getting there. Olivia says, brilliant. So I mean, there are a series of comments here in the comment section, and we have read our few concerns. So wherever you join us from, we'd like to say thank you so much.
So folks, it's been a few hours now since we started. Imagine we were here earlier before the public works. Folks, I think we sat for like how many hours?
Probably 3 hours.
Yes, just to make sure we were in time, So folks, it's been quite a while now since the Ministry of Public Works started their demolition. In fact, yesterday was not the beginning. Yesterday was just a continuation of the demolition process, because this entire route is being expanded through the Liberia and Japan agreement for the expansion of the Japan Freeway project. They exchanged notes in sometimes March of 2024 to seal the agreement for the expansion right after the dedication of the Japan Freeway, project. So now the extension continues with this one. So the demolition continues, folks. We'll bring our live video to a closure. For those of you who've been watching, you've done tremendously really well by leaving your comments. I know lots of you are inspired by this, including those who we spoke to. All of them are happy that that development is coming to Liberia, and that development comes with pains. So all of these structures that they are demolishing, according to the Ministry of Public Works, they've informed owners of this property, and they've also done, I think, rough payment. But correct us if we're wrong about that. But we just wanted to thank all of you for following, for watching this live video. We started from around the Claretown store area. Yeah, definitely the Claretown store area. That's where we started from this morning. A lot of structures were demolished along the road. So they're now going towards town, back towards town, because they just made a U-turn right here at the Freeport Junction, and they're going back towards town. And according to the I think assistant or deputy minister, I think assistant minister, if I'm right about her title, for demolition, she told us that they're now going towards the Vai Town end, but the demolition continues in other places where there might be structures that are standing in the right of way of the project. So we'd like to say thanks for watching and thanks for following us. We also want to appreciate you for leaving your comments, very positive comments from everyone, yes sir. And also to those who we spoke to. My name is Anthony Williams. Our colleague Aison Yeba has been behind camera, the Deputy Director General for New Media and Rebranding, Flo Flomo, led the team. Afra is our chauffeur. He was behind the wheels. And of course,
my name is Yasa Suba.
My colleague Yasa Suba and I brought you this live broadcast. My name is Anthony Williams, and bye-bye for now from Freeport.
We park this way. We go use this side to go, or this way.
Freeport is right here.